Hello, dear English 3 students. Well, like all of you, I have to make my grammar video. I'm so sorry because I'm a little bit sick. As you can notice, I have a flu, unfortunately, but well, okay. Today I have had the opportunity to explain to you one of the topics that is reporting verbs. So I hope you like it, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learn and understand what I will explain to you today. So let's start. As we are talking about reporting verbs, we have to talk about the use, of course. So when we want to report something that someone said before, we used to use the same verbs. Those are say, tell, ask, or think. So basically, the reporting verbs are used to report when someone said more accurately than using say, tell, ask, or think. So instead of use these 4 verbs, we use others. However, we have to take into account 2 things. The first, what is the meaning, what is the purpose about what we want to report, and the second is the structure, because for each structure we use, there are some verbs that are used. So let's talk about the structure, the form. The first pattern is verb plus infinitive. We have some examples here as well, 2 examples. The first, they agreed to meet on Friday. The second, he refused to take his coat off. As you can notice, we have the verb here and the infinitive. Something that we have to consider is that this verb is usually in past tense. And as I mentioned before, we have some verbs for each pattern, for each structure. So in this, we have agree, offer, promise, refuse, threaten, and decide. The second, we have verb plus object or subject plus infinitive. Examples: Tom advised me to go home early. She reminded me to telephone my mother. Same thing, we have the verb here, the object or subject that in this case is me, and the infinitive, to go, to telephone. And the verbs that we have here are advise, ask, convince, encourage, invite, persuade, remind, tell, urge, and warn. The third pattern is verb plus gerund, or verb in ing. Examples: they recommended taking the bus. She suggested meeting a little earlier. And as you can notice, we have here the verb and the gerund. The verbs that are regularly used in this pattern are advise, admit, deny, mention, propose, recommend, and suggest. Next one, verb plus object or subject plus preposition plus gerund. Examples: he accused me of taking the money. They congratulated me on passing all my exams. As you can notice, we have the verb, the object or subject that in this case is me, the preposition of on, and the gerund, or the verb in ing. And the verbs that we have here are accuse, blame, compliment, congratulate, criticize, forgive, thank, and warn. Next one, we have verb, preposition, gerund. Examples that we have here: they apologized for not coming. He insisted on having dinner. As you can notice in the first example, we have a negative sentence. So the negation is right here between the preposition and the gerund, just to take into account this thing. As you can notice, well, we have the verb, the preposition, and the gerund. And the verbs that are used in this pattern are apologize, complain, insist, and object. Something that I have to mention in the last slide, is that, well, each verb have its respective preposition, but it's something that is supposed that you already know. And the last one is verb plus subject plus that. Relative. Well, the examples are: Sarah decided that the house needed cleaning. They recommended Peter that we take the bus. As you can notice in the first example, there is not a subject, but we can use it as well. If we don't have a subject, that's okay. And the verbs that are used here are admit, agree, decide, deny, explain, insist, promise, recommend, and suggest. So as usual, please guys, do your own examples and bring them to class if you had the opportunity. Okay, well, let's continue. Now I'm gonna explain to you, but this is going to be shorter, the passive reporting verbs. The use is basically to talk about events when the speaker is unknown or unimportant, or when someone wishes to remain anonymous. The form is pretty simple. The personal pronoun it plus the verb to be plus the past participle of the reporting verb plus that plus the clause. And it depends if we want to report in past, in present, or in future. So I have some examples here. In the past, it was believed that there wouldn't be enough money. The present, it is thought that people are less happy nowadays. And the future, it will be understood that God no longer exists anymore. So guys, as you can notice, what change is the verb to be. Here is in past tense, here is in present, and here is in future. So the same thing. Do your own examples and bring them to class. Sorry, I have a flu. Okay, and to finish, we have some verbs that are used in passive reporting verbs. Well, the verbs that are used in passive. Those are leave, claimed, considered, estimated, expected, known, reported, said, suggested, thought, and understood. Okay guys, thank you very much for paying attention. You know guys that I love you so much. You can't imagine how much I love you. Okay, that's it. See you soon guys. Bye.